What's going on, guys? My name is El Nero and welcome to the Season 4 finale of my Leicester City career mode. We're starting this episode off with a game against Cardiff City, and as you can see they are rock bottom in the Premier League. We're currently 1 point behind Chelsea and we go into this game in Cardiff looking for a victory obviously elsewhere in the league on this very day. Chelsea are playing Southampton away from home, so we were hoping that Southampton could do us some kind of a favour in that fixture, because they are a pretty good team at home and they're doing alright in the league as well, and I just thought it wouldn't be beyond the realms of possibility for that to happen. I've got a question for you guys at the start of this episode. I have asked it before, but obviously we are way further in now than I was when I first asked the question, and it's quite simply, what year are you in your career mode and how are you finding it so far overall? We are at this, I don't know, we're not even really halfway through FIFA 15's life cycle as such. We're only a few months in, but I don't know, like, I'm quite enjoying this career mode. I did see one comment in yesterday's video that said it seems as though my career mode is glitched a little bit because players are not progressing the way that they should and players are declining an awful lot quicker than they should, and I really do agree with that. I think it's because I started it so early. Like, I started it on pretty much before the actual release date of the game, before the official release date, so it could be something to do with that I've just missed a download patch or something like that. I don't know what it is, but this game against Cardiff is not going very well for us. It's currently 0-0, but we looked elsewhere around the grounds at half time to see that Southampton were actually holding Chelsea to a 1-1 draw, and we were hoping that they could keep that up as we come into the second half looking to make things happen in this game, because Cardiff were playing out of their skin and just having some amazing chances on goal, including this one in the 51st minute. But 2 minutes later we came forward with Jack Grealish on the ball as he takes on the Cardiff City fullback and works his way into the box before going for a shot from distance, which is palmed away by the goalkeeper and then cleared by the defence. It was a really tough game to make any ground as well. One of the reasons being that 2 days previous to this one we actually played in our last fixture in the league, which was against Arsenal, where we picked up a really important victory for our season as well. But we're into the 90th minute here, as you can see, and Jeffrey Schlupp, the second half substitute, plays the ball into Mike Leite. He finds Villalba, whose shot is palmed away by the keeper and eventually put out for a corner kick by the Cardiff City defender, and it's going to be taken by, I think it's Mike Leite, who comes across to swing it outwards towards Ince, who gets the header on the ball, but it's off the post and cleared away. And then in the dying moments of the game, Jeffrey Schlupp comes forward and it looked as though our chance was up really, but Jeffrey Schlupp works his way into the box. He does incredibly well to pull the ball back, and there is Hector Villalba, the goal machine, who gets in to score in like what felt like the 98th minute of the game or something like that. I couldn't believe it. Like, I jumped out of my seat and everything when that goal went in the dying embers of the game. And we looked elsewhere around the grounds to find that Southampton had held Chelsea to a 2-2 draw at St Mary's. So the league looks like this. We are topped by a point. We still have to go to Old Trafford and we still have to play Southampton ourselves, so all is not finished just yet. And we also find that Andrew Robertson wants a wage increase, which I was more than happy to oblige, because he's been very, very solid for us and he has actually progressed like the way that players should progress, so I'm more than happy to keep him around. He's 81 overall as well, which makes him one of our most highly rated players. But our next game is at Old Trafford as we visit Manchester United's ground. They're playing with Ruffier in goal and De Gea on the bench, and they've got Rooney, Van Persie, they've got Mata, Hamzik and Di Maria all making up that midfield, which is just incredible. We've gone with the 4-5-1 formation because I thought it'd be a lot easier for us to play on the counter, but try and maintain some kind of dominance in midfield, because I know that if we went with the 4-4-2 flat, Di Maria, Hamzik and Mata would have a field day against us. But Zuccalini's header in the 3rd minute hit off the crossbar and the underside of the goal, but it didn't manage to go in. Then in the 7th minute Origi hits a shot just over the bar, and we came forward again 2 minutes later with Hector Villalba on the ball, and he sees a good little run going in but doesn't actually choose to pass to him, because Villalba's distribution is actually really, really poor. Anytime I pass the ball with him into a striker or into a forward onward running, like, it's just never really that good. But Scott Sinclair does well to manufacture a chance for himself here, but it is dragged just wide of the post. Then in the 21st minute we got some bad news as Sam Byram went down with an injury, and I ended up bringing Jeffrey Schlupp on in place of him, which was annoying because we only had 2 substitute slots left after that, and obviously with a game like this you want to be as tactical as possible. But in the 45th minute Tom Ince did really well to get a shot on goal, but it was saved, and eventually Origi's rebound hit off off a defender and went out for a corner. Then United got their first shot of the game in the 45th minute with Wayne Rooney doing well inside the box before seeing his efforts saved by Kasper Schmeichel. Then we come all the way up to the 78th minute of the game, and as you can see, I switched from ultra attacking to all out attack here for this throw in, and the ball comes to Maicon Leite, the second half substitute, who bombs his way into the box and finds the back of the net for us and scores what might just turn out to be one of the most important goals of my career so far. For any one of my players to have scored. But Maicon Leite scores. You can see what it means to all the players when the entire team pretty much runs up to celebrate, and there was a really cool shot of Kasper Schmeichel celebrating, but I actually forgot to put that in. But that looks like it could be the goal that sends us to the league title this season. But in the 95th minute, Fellaini plays the ball into Raphael, who was playing at left back. He works his way into the box, and his cross finds Soldado, who scores in the last minute of the game. And you can see from this cunty celebration that he is delighted that he has ruined our title plans here, as he runs back to the centre circle and does a little dive and a really dickheady celebration. And that looked like all was lost, really. I put the controller down. I was incredibly angry, but decided to give it one last push, and I went from parking the bus to all-out attack, and Maicon Leite kicked off and just held the ball for as long as possible as he took on Wayne Rooney, gets to the fullback Phil Jones, and Ronaldo chops in around him, gets into the box and gets brought down by Chris Smalling, and the referee sees fit to give a penalty for that challenge, and it's the absolutely correct decision to do as well. I just couldn't believe that I'd actually managed to manufacture an opportunity to get a goal back, having conceded one in such poor circumstances just like a minute previous, if even that. But it was a definite penalty, and it was so poor from Chris Smalling as well, as he comes in with his knee, basically kneeing Maicon Leite in the gut. But Penalba steps up to take the penalty, and he makes just the most perfect contact with it, and it finds the back of the net, and we do manage to get that winning goal at Old Trafford. And you can see with that celebration that I was just so hyped at that point. Like, I couldn't believe that I'd actually found the back of the net with that moment, because I really thought that Soldado had ruined everything at that time. But we win 2-1, and we go marching into the final day of the season, where it looks as though we can win the league title. We find that Sam Byram is going to miss the final day, though. He's going to be out for 9 days, which means that Boyata is going to have to deputise, which is kind of a shame because he's not amazing. And we find that Andrew Robertson accepts our contract offer, so he is going to stay on for a little bit longer as a Leicester player, which is awesome. And this is how the league table looks on the final day of the season. We're playing Southampton at the King Power Stadium. Elsewhere, Chelsea are playing at the Etihad against Manchester City. So I kind of thought that even if I didn't play very well in this game, there'd be a fair chance that Man City would do something against Chelsea, because obviously City do have a great home record in real life, and I assumed that would be replicated in the game. But look at Southampton's team: Mane, Tadic, Ward-Prowse, Dybala. They've got an absolutely incredible front line, and I was very wary of that going into this game, which is why the first highlight comes in the 34th minute, and it was a goal from Dwight Gale. It was only his 4th goal of the season overall, but it was just a really, really important goal for us, as it set us off on the right path. And then Southampton, like, just look at this move. Like, what are you supposed to do when a team starts passing the ball around like this? This is them inside the Leicester City box, just passing it around so calmly, creating space and moving around, and it was just insane to play against. But Bertrand worked the furthest way into the box before playing it into Dybala. He finds Ward-Prowse, who backheels it to Tadic, whose right-footed shot strikes off the post, and Southampton almost got an equaliser. And then inside stoppage time at the end of the first half, they would get one more chance as Tadic belts the ball wide of Kasper Schmeichel's post. Then we looked around the grounds at half-time to see Chelsea were actually drawing 0-0 with Manchester City. And even though I'd set your man, is it Alan McInally, to say what results are going on in that game, he didn't actually update me at any point during the game, and it did this really annoying thing where he'd be like, oh, there's some news at the Etihad, and then something else would happen, and then Martin Tyler would continuously cut him off and everything. But in the 80th minute, Yoshida scored for Southampton, and that was Corker's fault, really, because he went and committed to getting the ball away, but did a horrible job of doing so, and their all-out attack formation worked for them as Yoshida got the equaliser. And I had no information coming from the other side of well, coming from Manchester, pretty much. Like, I didn't know what was happening in that game, so I had no way of knowing if we were going to win the title or not. Villalba's chance in the 90th minute goes wide, and that was our last opportunity to guarantee the win. But as soon as the referee blew full time, everybody started celebrating, and I knew what was up, and I knew that it was serious. And Martin Tyler confirmed it. He said that we won the title, despite getting no information from the Etihad at all. But that game actually ended 1-1. Chelsea scored early in the second half, from what I gather, and Man City equalised in like the 82nd minute or something like that, because I went back and listened to the footage, and I got like to the point where Jeff Shreves or Alan McAnally or whoever the fuck it is was talking, and yeah, I saw it anyways. But yeah, we lift the title, our first ever league title in FIFA 15, and it's come just, what, 2 months after the game was released. In FIFA 14 I didn't win a league title until like the summertime, until like a few months ago in real time. So I'm absolutely delighted to have done that, and I'm definitely going to be taking Leicester City into the Champions League to see how well we can do. Here's a look at how the league table finished up. Only 2 teams beat us all season. The first was Liverpool, who beat us at the King Power Stadium, and Chelsea obviously did the double, which is why we have 3 defeats overall. But the second best defensive record in the league is really good. The best sort of win to loss ratio, obviously. And here's a look at the squad report before we exit this season. So the plans for next season are, obviously we're going to have Jenkinson coming in and Jonathan Williams. I have no idea what either of their stats are, so I'm actually hoping that they're going to be pretty good, but we'll have a look at that and assess that when they do get in. Other than that, Tyler Blackett is leaving, Berahino is leaving, who else is leaving that's on a free contract? I can't remember, but there's going to be a couple of players gone. I'm going to try and completely change, not completely change, but depending on what the wage budget and the transfer budget is, I'm going to try and get some really big players in, or at least get a very sort of a team that's really strong with its depth, because I think that's where we struggled the first time we got into the Champions League. And next season, obviously the goal for us is going to be to win the Champions League, and winning the league would be nice too. It would be great to have the double, but the Champions League is definitely going to be the priority, and that's what we're going to be gunning for next season. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. If you enjoyed everything up to this point so far, please do leave a like. That would be much appreciated. And episode 78, which will be the first episode of season 5, will be uploaded tomorrow, presumably, unless something terrible happens. Here's a look at the player stats before we just end. Villalba got 35 goals, which is almost double what second place Danny Welbeck got, as he got 18. You can also see the assists, and I think I've put the clean sheets in there as well. Kasper Schmeichel came second with the clean sheets, and Scott Sinclair actually got the joint top assists in the league, which I thought was pretty good. But with Kasper Schmeichel wanting to leave the club as well, hopefully we get a good offer for him, because he has finished second as the second best goalkeeper in the league, so that's pretty good overall. But yeah, that's the end of this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do leave a like. That would be much appreciated. I've been El Dinero. Thanks for watching.